Doug Garrett.
Mr. Speaker, I hadn't intended to speak to this, but I'll tell you that throughout the course of this session, I've contemplated with some of my colleagues what it would take to get some members of this body to speak positive of law enforcement professionals. And today I've learned that you can get members of this body to speak positive of law enforcement professionals so long as those law enforcement professionals are in this country in violation of our laws. But that's not the basic overarching point here. The basic overarching point here, Mr. Speaker, is that we, regardless of party affiliation, should be standing united against a federal government that's created this problem by virtue of an unwillingness to address its very own failed federal government policies. There was a period of months this calendar year, Mr. Speaker, where there were 3 people entering this country illegally every single day for every 2 who were born here. So what we're doing by kicking this can down the road and acknowledging that indeed people who are here undocumented work in our communities, because they do, is giving the federal government a pass, and it's our responsibility as a state legislature and a federalist system to tell them to do their jobs. So I understand the passion on both sides of this issue. I side with my colleagues on this side of the chamber that in order to enforce our laws, you should have a history of having obeyed them. However, that notwithstanding, to kick the can down the road to allow people here undocumented to serve in law enforcement capacities is to ignore the fact that our federal representatives refuse to acknowledge the issue and address it. So I really and truly believe that we're missing something here, Mr. Speaker, that regardless of how we feel about hardworking residents of the Commonwealth, one of our actual responsibilities is to demand the federal government do its job, and you can't do that and support this legislation. I'd move the question.